Alright guys, welcome to what I call Rock Band versus Guitar Hero, the epic battle. Before I get started, I'm going to tell everybody who's tuning in right now that this is not going to be what I would consider to be a very short review, discussion, whatever you want to call it. So you can skip ahead or take what you need, or you can watch the whole thing. I have a lot of things to talk about from both games, some things that's come out recently, and where I feel the history of both platforms are going to go. I'm doing this video because I've had requests to know what my specific opinion was, so I'm going to give it to you here. The first thing I want to point out, if you guys haven't heard yet, it broke this morning, I read it on rockgamer.com first, that Guitar Heroes 3 will have a free download of the Top Gun anthem that's going to be available on Thursday in honor of the 4th of July, Independence Day. Okay, Top Gun, as you can tell, is one of my favorite all-time movies, so we look forward to that. Alright, let's jump into this. Rock Band versus Guitar Hero, the epic battle. I feel it has now become an epic battle because Guitar Hero has now stepped into the realm of where Rock Band is. As you guys already know, Guitar Heroes 4 is not only going to feature guitar, but bass and drums and singing. Something that Rock Band has already done. Okay, to clarify a couple of things, it's come up in a recent article that I read too, was when the CEO went on and was doing an interview and said that the Guitar Hero series was the first one to bring you drums and singing to a game. That's not true. As we all know, Rock Band was the first one who did it. Okay, so from here on out, I want to point out, before anybody says anything, that these are my opinions. I'm being totally unbiased. I'm telling you what I believe on both platforms, and I'm not trying to buddy up or, you know, get kudo points from either Activision or Harmonix. I'm just going to tell you the truth of a gamer who's played this game, what I've read in the press, what each company has said, and where I really think that both of these platforms are going, and if they're going to succeed in what they're trying to do. First, let's address the thing that's on everybody's mind first. Let's address the issue with all the equipment and the instruments that has broken. We're going to start with Guitar Hero first. From what I've been reading, it's been made to sound like that Rock Band is the only game that has anything to do with music that's had peripherals that didn't work. That is not true. I have now gone through 5 different Gibson controllers. 5. I just recently bought the Aerosmith, as you guys know, because I did a review on it. And I have the same problem with that particular Gibson as I did with some of my other ones, which is it's way oversensitive, and you can just be standing like this, and if you barely move, star power goes off. Okay. The other thing is I've had whammy bars go out on me. I've had strummers that stopped working going down and only worked up, and vice versa. Okay. So it's safe to say that Guitar Hero has its fair share of issues. The bad problem with that was if you were to have your Fender, if you were to have your Gibson replaced, you had to show a receipt out the box before they would do anything. I lost my receipt, but I had a Best Buy warranty that backed that up, and they could look that up for me. That's how I got saved. Okay. The other thing is when Guitar Hero first launched their website also had all kinds of issues. The big issue was it was not linking everybody correctly. Your stats really wasn't your stats, and it took over 6 months before all of my stats on that site read correctly. Okay, so those are the problems that Guitar Hero has. Let's jump to Rock Band. The #1 biggest problem that Rock Band had in peripherals was, you guessed it, the drum set. I am now on my 18th drum set, and the 18th drum set happens to be a third-party set, as we all know, called the Goodwood Mod Stealth Mesh Head Drums. 17 prior sets were all Rock Band drum sets that either are RMA'd or before I went and bought a whole new bundle. You heard me right. I went and bought a whole new bundle from Best Buy to put the warranty on so that I could stop going through EA and go back there. So if you look at all the expense I spent personally myself on this game, we're into the hundreds if not the thousands by now. Over 2 different bundles. I've got 3 different guitars, DLC, the whole nine. The drum set was the #1 issue. Following that was the fenders. People said their whammy bars went out. I personally have had a whammy bar and a strum bar go out. Okay, people said the keys wasn't right. Versus everybody just don't like the fender. So Rock Band had the most problems when it came to peripherals. Why? Because they had many things to deal with. They had a guitar, they had a mic, and a drum kit that they had to deal with. So they have a higher chance of something going wrong, and whatever could go wrong did. So we've covered GH's problems with peripherals. We've now covered Rock Band's. But Rock Band's website worked out the box when it went up. It was slow at first, I will give you that. But from the time I registered, everything worked. I was linked properly, all of my stuff came in properly, everything worked. So now we've covered the bad for both companies. The worst thing that sunk both of them at the beginning was they had peripherals that just didn't work. The only thing that Rock Band did that Guitar Hero has never done is they have created all kinds of entrepreneurs. I know because I spent hundreds of hours reviewing these things, and I have them in my house. From pedals down to drum sets, you even got people like Sanitarium Art Designs that's custom painting sticks for these games. Okay, so there you go. Let's move forward. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's move on to some announcements that people was looking forward to see who's going to be accurate. As you know, Harmonix has officially announced that Rock Band 2 is coming. All I'm going to tell you guys in the community is, I told you, I told you, I told you. There's a lot of threads that I wrote into that people said Harmonix is sitting back, they ain't going to do nothing, what's going to go down, and I said, wait for E3. I guarantee you that Harmonix is sitting back. They are the kings and queens of this industry right now. They were the ones who gave you Guitar Heroes 1, Guitar Heroes 2, and I think they even worked on Rock the 80s. So it ain't going to be easy just to walk in and take Harmonix's crown. But people lost faith. It's been announced, okay? With that announcement, it was also stated in the IGN article that all of your current and future DLC is going to work in Rock Band 1 and Rock Band 2. Which means that if you don't want to go buy Rock Band 2, for whatever reason that might be, or if you buy Rock Band 2 and feel you like Rock Band 1, everything that you buy is going to work for both platforms. Rock Band 1 and Rock Band 2 seamlessly. As far as I'm concerned, you can't ask for anything better than that because they're not phasing anything out. They're not saying if you don't buy Rock Band 2, we're phasing out Rock Band 1, no DLC, it ain't going to work. They're not doing that. They're trying to make it as customer friendly as they can. The other big concern was, if Rock Band 2 comes out, do I gotta have another drum set sitting in my house? The answer to that now is no. They also announced in that article that all current Rock Band gear right now will work in Rock Band 2. So your current fenders, your current drum sets, that also means if you got third-party stuff, if you got the Goodwood Mods drum set, if you got the Destroyer pedal, the Rock pedal, the Omega pedal, that's all going to still work in Rock Band 2. However, just like anybody else, I'm sure that there's going to be special things. Maybe they may add something different to the drum set if you buy their kit, and they're going to offer a bundle. There's already a picture on IGN, and I saw a few minutes ago on G4 as well, of what the brand new fender is going to look like that's going to come packaged with Rock Band 2, and it looks real, it looks phenomenal, it looks great, okay? Now on the GH4, same thing. The #1 question is the DLC going to be compatible with GH4? I read on the forums, people said yeah, then people came back and said no. I don't know who you believe, but I'm a firm believer in G4. They've never steered me wrong. And several days ago, watching G4, across their ticker, it came out and stated that GH4 will be compatible with all of your current DLC. Okay, that was fresh from Activision. Now the #1 question is, how's that going to be done? And my friends, I don't know. You tell me. I don't know if they're going to revamp the tracks, because like it's also been stated in the Rock Band forums that I read and on the Guitar Hero forums, is if you're going to add the old DLC, it's only charted for a bass and a lead. How are you going to get a bass, a lead, a singer, and a drum set? All I can tell you is I don't know.